We are on our way to Typhoon Lagoon's after hours event.
H2O Glow.
H2O Glow. I'm really excited. However, I've mentioned before, I have chronic migraines. It just means I have lots of migraines a week, and they can be short, they can be long, it depends. And unfortunately, thank you. Unfortunately, I've started to get one. Hence why I'm wearing sunglasses when it's overcast. But hopefully I've got quite strong migraine meds, so I've taken some of them. They aren't like, they don't affect anything for going to water parks and things like that. I just can't like drive and things, but all good. Hopefully they kick in and we don't leave early, but that's the real of it, so see you all there. Okay, so I just wanted to do like a bit of information about what the H2O Glow after party is. So they open the park for 3 extra hours, so from 8 till 11. They have music, a DJ, and supposedly lower capacity, and the pool's open like normal with all the waves and everything. So it is a paid event that allows for low wait times and just something a bit different that you can experience. So we paid £124.53, which is about $160 for the 2 of us to go. As I've said in my previous video, we'd managed to come under budget for our trip, so this was excess that we had. We went on July 15th, and you could enter Typhoon Lagoon at 6 p.m. So you can get these tickets even if you haven't got a resort that you're staying in. This is separate. We entered at 6 p.m. and the actual event starts at 8. So normal guests are there 6 till 8. You get given a wristband from your entry if you've got a special ticket, and then 8 till 11 you are allowed to have your party. So what's included in that $160? You get free drinks, free refillable drinks. You get given a cup, and you can go to any of the refillable drink stations from 8 o'clock, or you can go and ask for drinks. You get free popcorn and free ice cream, like the Mickey Premium bars. So that's what's included. Plus, it's meant to be lower wait times and sort of emptier areas. There's also surprise character appearances and a DJ. So what were my thoughts before going? We were really excited. We quite liked Typhoon Lagoon, and we felt like our sunburn was finally healing up, and we were looking forward to it being emptier and the cool of the evening, because in the daytime we struggled. However, I think we were a little bit optimistic on how empty it would be. We thought we'd get lots of rides done, and we kind of thought it'd be like super empty. But please join me for the rest of the time. We got there and it wasn't quite going to plan. Hello. We have made it to the H2O Glow party. Yeah, we've got glow in the dark cups. I'm excited to see what colour that is, and some wristbands. It is raining. It is a bit stormy, so the rides are closed, but we'll see what happens. We're just trying to find a space right now. So the beginning of this is going really well. That's lightning.
That's really good, Amy.
Yeah, that'd be the beginning of our after hours. Right. We should probably duck into some shelter. I just want to share. We don't even have to get in the water to get wet. In fact, I'm going to share with you, Will, right now, because aren't you having fun yet?
Yes, I'm having fun.
Okay, so we are back in the pool. It's chaos. Everyone's excited to be back, and we've got about half an hour till our section starts. So finally the party got underway and we just started having a lot of fun.
Here we can see the wild Amy in her natural habitat, drowning in a swimming pool. Most aquatic life involves gills to be able to breathe underwater, but the Amy has not evolved gills to be able to breathe underwater, but the Amy has not.
Okay, so I'm not sure if you heard earlier, so I'm going to film again, but we made it. It stopped raining. It's actually quite nice. Cool, but that's nice for us. We've gone and got drinks now. We went on Misadventure Falls. It was good. That's my favourite ride here, I think, but the wait is... actually no, it wasn't that long. I thought it was longer than it was, but that's just me misjudging time. Bugs. It's busier than I thought it would be, but we're yet to see how busy. I haven't been mine up yet. We've seen everyone getting their ice creams and things. We're not ready for that yet. It's only about 8:45 and we're here till 11. Yeah. However, we have a slight issue because all our clothes are drenched from the downpour earlier, so I'm not 100% sure how easy it's going to be going home. I think we might have to just stand up on the bus anyway. But yeah, it's lovely, and we'll see how we go. Okay. So as you can tell, we relaxed in the pool for a bit listening to the music. You can hear this in the entire pool area, but there is quieter areas around the park where you can get away from it a little bit. But everyone was dancing, it was really fun. There was Goofy and Captain Hook and Smee very randomly, they were dancing, and Chip and Dale was also there. It was a lot of fun, and we ended up going and dancing to Little Einstein, which I wish I could play, but I don't want to get copyrighted. So the music was a mix between kind of your classic dance songs and Disney songs. There was a little bit of High School Musical in there. Yeah, it was a good mix, and everyone just seemed to be having a really good time. Me and Will did not drink alcohol whilst we were there, and we didn't need to. It was a great time regardless, and I definitely suggest going. I'm gonna do a little pros and cons after this, but I hope you enjoyed just this little insight into the H2O Glow Party. So, summed up in a nutshell, that is the Typhoon Lagoon After Hours H2O Glow Party. As you saw, it didn't quite go to plan. However, from 8 to 11 it wasn't raining, so I think we had a pretty good idea of what the party was like. The wait times weren't as low as we thought they'd be. This might have just been that we've been lucky when we've gone on the other days and that the times weren't as long. So we did go one evening on like a really overcast day and the park was dead. It was completely empty. So I think that might have sort of skewed our ideas a little bit. Value for money is a really hard question because it's expensive. That you can't slice it any other way. It's really expensive. and I usually wouldn't pay that amount of money for something extra. However, it's one of the cheaper after hours events that Disney does, if not the cheapest, but I have to double check that. And you get to, you know, see character appearances, the music, even just being in the water park in the dark. Sounds silly, but I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed being in the wave pool in the evening, in the cool and in the dark, and it just felt more fun. As you saw, we got a bit hectic, we got a bit crazy, but that we just felt more at ease and we had a lot more fun. The unlimited drinks is very helpful. However, the queues do get quite long. I didn't know the park layout great, so there might have been areas that are a bit more quieter to go to. If you know those quiet areas, please do share in the comments. We did find sunbeds though, like there were more areas to sit because obviously people weren't sunbathing. Maybe that's why it felt more condensed, because it was the evening, people weren't sunbathing, they were in the pool, they were dancing, or they were on the rides. So it might have just felt busier than it was, or similarly busy to the days we'd been, just for the pure fact that half the people weren't sunbathing. The DJ was great, a lot of fun. As you saw, everyone was very much into it. It was great that it was DJ songs that were Disney themed. You know, you don't get that very often. Yeah, it's an experience you won't get to experience again. The biggest issue I had was that they do not run any direct buses to hotels afterwards. And in all honesty, this absolutely put a dampener on the whole thing. Me and Will were quite happy with the whole after hours event. We thought our money was well spent. And then we went to get the bus. Now, granted, it probably doesn't rain on everyone like it did on us. Because that's the other thing, when we got to the park, there weren't any lockers left. So we couldn't put our clothes in a locker whilst it was raining, because we'd come at the end of the day when everyone else was still in, but it wasn't late enough that the lockers were opening up to the after hours event people. So there were no lockers, so our clothes got drenched. We'd done the right thing, we brought spare clothes, but before we got into shelter they were soaked, you saw in the video. So we were miserable, we were very, very wet, all our clothes were like sticking to us, and it wasn't a pleasant experience getting the bus like that. Anyway, I'm someone that gets very self-conscious about those sort of things. And then we hadn't been told that there weren't resort buses running, so we'd walked to our bus stop, which, because it's the All-Stars, it was like right at the other end. There were a few other people that walked with us, and their security guard came over and was like, so your bus isn't running, you have to go to Disney Springs. To go to Disney Springs, drenched, in your swimming costume, you have to walk round, like, into Disney Springs, come back out, and then All Stars is at the other end of Disney Springs as well. So we had to walk all that way. Obviously, a lot of people get dressed up for Disney Springs. There was people in, like, full-on dresses, and then us in our swimming costume, dripping wet. It was mortifying, and it really, really put a dampener on the whole thing. We couldn't get an Uber because we were wet and we didn't want to get their car wet, do you know what I mean? So I will say that really disappointed me. For the price you're paying, I think they should run a bus. Other than that though, I did have a fun time. I would do it again, I would. So complaints aside, I'd do it again. I just hope that it didn't rain and get you wet before you you got into the park, but absolutely had a great time. So thank you for joining me. I hope this just gave you an idea at least of what the party is like, and I hope you get to experience it yourself. So thank you for joining me. A lot of love.